What impact will U.S. tariffs have on Europeans' wallets? The introduction of 20% tariffs on European products could lead to deflation or lower prices in Europe. This would be caused by an increase in supply from China, but also within the European Union.
One of the factors through which the EU will experience lower prices will be, of course, exports from countries like China now being redirected to Europe. The second factor why Europe will experience potentially slightly lower prices is that some exports that would go to the US are now staying in the market. For instance, if you now have high tariffs on Italian wine, for instance, more of this wine will end up in the single market, and therefore the prices for these goods will decrease.
At first glance, a sustained fall in prices would appear to be beneficial for European consumption and therefore for growth. But in reality, households are likely to postpone large investments when they see prices falling to get the best possible deals. Meanwhile, businesses see lower profits and may reduce their own investments or even lay people off. For this researcher, current uncertainty is the biggest risk to the economy.
These tariffs are across the board, so all products Europe exports to America will be affected. So, think of machines, chemicals, cars, of course. These companies will now maybe face a burden and they might not invest in Europe. I think that's the biggest risk. The uncertainty, what will come, means companies don't invest, and that might have a very negative effect in a few months or years on jobs, and growth, and that I think many people will feel.
But economists have no crystal ball, and there are many unknown factors that make forecasting difficult. China's reaction and that of the European Union will weigh heavily in the balance. U.S. President Donald Trump could also use tariffs as leverage in other negotiations.